East meets West, Atlantic meets Mountain as Charlotte Independence hosts Colorado Springs Switchbacks tonight from American Legion Memorial Stadium. Tonight's match is presented by Novant Health, where it is Healthcare Heroes Night. With Devin Kerr, I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks for being with us. Let's look at those Atlantic Division standings. And right now, Charlotte in 6th spot, but a chance with a win tonight. They can hop all the way up into 4th spot. Very fluid Atlantic Division standings. And in the Mountain Division, a look at where Colorado Springs sit. They are in 3rd spot, and a win can actually jump them up into 2nd spot before RGV takes on El Paso later on tonight. Well, lately, Charlotte, they have been posting some shutouts, and there is a new player in that back line as well.
They needed to as well. And understanding here, Josh, that this team just needed to stop conceding. That's all it came down to. Fine moving into the final third. We obviously know about Dane Kelly, what you would get out of players like Irvin Parr, but the back line needed to start to solidify itself. They've gotten it from the back line. They've gotten it from goalkeeping. 3 shutouts in the last 4 games. They only had 4 in the previous 13, and the rich get even richer. To the spoils goes the Charlotte Independence, who have added Gabriel Oberton to the roster. 6 titles in his career. A guy who is a relative who's who on the professional stage. Bordeaux, Manchester United, Newcastle United. His background includes the famed youth academy Clairefontaine that produced players like Nicholas Anelka, William Gallas, and of course, Thierry Henry. What a signing for the Independents.
And looking at this Colorado Springs switchback sides, Haji Berry, 2 goals last time out, and he's leading that Golden Boot race.
And of course, on the offensive side of the ball, how can we not talk about the king that currently leads USL Championship in goals? Haji Berry scoring 17 and 18 in dramatic fashion in that blowout victory, and it was a blowout against RGV. He has only not scored in 4 games this season. That's unfounded, and this is the chase right now. Cameron Lancaster starting to pick things back up. Nico Brett, to be honest, thought he would have more by now, Josh. I've talked to you about that. They need to find him a bit more at Birmingham. And Kyle Murphy having a strong season under Ben Pierman. Do not sleep on 901 FC. They're starting to turn some heads, but everybody chasing Haji Berry and his quality form right now.
Now, Haji Berry leading this switchback side out east. What can they do tonight on the road in the Queen City? It's Charlotte, it's Colorado Springs for the first time ever. Lineups and first kick coming up next.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Hey guys, this is Gabby Douglas. If you have an active lifestyle like me, hydration is key. That's why I love the Hydration Watermelon Smoothie from Smoothie King. With more electrolytes than some of the leading sports drinks, it's a cleaner way to hydrate and recover, with no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. So try the Hydration Watermelon Smoothie from Smoothie King. Order online for pickup or delivery. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Fun fact, you know Mountain Dew and spicy chicken is the perfect combo?
Does it look like I don't know that?
Okay. Didn't mean to ruffle your feathers.
You know, we both did the employee training, Gary.
Okay, don't jump down my beak.
Doing spicy? Do the do.
There are currently 2 million American spouses and children whose family member was killed or disabled in defense of our country, which is why I founded the Folds of Honor, providing educational scholarships to the families of 1% of the Americans who protect our freedom.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Please join our squadron today. Your $13 a month speaks volumes and changes lives forever.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Welcome back to Healthcare Heroes Night, presented by Novant Health, the official healthcare provider of the Charlotte Independence. Both sides making their way out onto the field as we speak. So let's take a look at those starting lineups presented by Adidas. First, Mike Jeffries starting 11 for Charlotte.
Austin Pack still in goal for the injured Brandon Miller, excuse me, very much. Kevin Riasco, Hugh Roberts, and Christopher Fuchs, of course, leading the back line. Jake Arman and Dane Kelly into the lineup. Sylvain Marveau underneath. Irvin Parra, for me, is going to be the player to watch here, and here's why. It's his role. It's understated within the Charlotte Independents, and the fact that he had to be the guy, Josh. He was always the number one in the locker room, had to score the goals. This is the first guy in the USL Championship to ever do the double-double. Double-digit goals, double-digit assists. Now he's the distributor, he's the leader on the sideline and in the locker room. Everybody looks to him for guidance, and he's been able to do it all season long. Watch that combination up top. Colorado Springs, Switchbacks FC, Brendan Burke. The changes for them, Jimmy Ockford back in the lineup. That's a nice addition there. So is Sebastian Anderson. Love to watch him fly up and down the flank. They need balance, though. They need to create proper balance on the outside with him and Matt Mahoney. With as much firepower as Charlotte Independents have, can the midfield then provide the balance as the front three go and transition so quickly?
And we are just about set to go. Benjamin Meyer blows his whistle, and here we go from Memorial Stadium in Charlotte. It's Charlotte in blue tonight. It's the Switchbacks in all white. It's always interesting what we're going to see when East meets West. It's the first time that these two sides have ever faced off, and an early foul. It'll be a free kick to Colorado Springs. Not what you want to see in the opening 30 seconds.
AccuVision LASIK is the official LASIK provider for your Charlotte.
There's Torres getting back to his feet. Let's look at what happened here.
Gets the wind knocked out of him, comes up over the back of Sylvain Marveau. It's not Marveau's fault. He just stands his ground. He comes up over the top of him.
So free kick will get it back underway.
Go figure. Never ceases to amaze me.
He got over it so fast.
So last time out for Colorado Springs, that 5-2 win. Haji Berry scoring 2 goals on the night. On the other side, Charlotte, a 1-0 win over Pittsburgh. Mike Jeffries told us both sides maybe a little bit tired in that match just based on some fixture congestion from last week. And now another player down here.
I would grab something else beside my ankle.
This is not what you want to see as Mishi's down.
I'd grab like my Amos.
That's a terrible injury.
We start with one of your midfielders as well as Michi Galina going down the opening 90 seconds. Not exactly what you're looking for if you're a Brendan Burke on the road. This East meets West matchup.
What a season it's been for Michi Galina. 6 goals, 7 assists. Brendan Burke had some really good things to say about Michi, who spent some time with him in the Philadelphia Union system in the past couple years. Brought him with him here to Colorado Springs, and he has really flourished. This run and gun attack that Burke has implemented.
I think that's the home coach.
Michi back on his feet, and it looks like he is ready to come back on. Another player going down. It's been an interesting first 3 minutes. Free kick to Charlotte.
I think you got it backwards. This is the Charlotte coach.
Palomino standing over it. And chance to put one in here in the opening 3.5 minutes. Now Jake Arman comes over. And it will be Arman to swing this in. Good ball sent forward. And Colorado Springs able to clear this away only as far as Armin at midfield. And they'll get it down the left side. Options in the middle. Center back still up there as this sails out of play. Let's take a look at tonight's injury report brought to you by Novant Health. None reported there for the Charlotte Independence, and it's Dylan Cerna who remains out for the Switchbacks coming into this matchup tonight. Here's Mishi. When you talk about this Colorado Springs side, so much of it is the attack, of course, led by Haji Berry. Be interested to see what this back line can do tonight. Coming east against unfamiliar opponents. Might they have something to prove here?
Defensively already set up in a quality manner for the Charlotte Independence with Sylvain Marveau. I talked about the balance underneath Dane Kelly with he and Irvin Parra. Actually really inverted himself so far, doing a good job maintaining a presence of three as they move forward. At the same point in time, Marveau dropping underneath to try and remove some of the distribution coming off the back line. You talked about that quick nature to go in transition. One of the reasons they are so good is coming off guys like Sebastian Anderson, Matt Mahoney from the exterior. But more importantly, it's the quick little ball to the inside, and then someone like Andre Lewis, Mac Anguilla, or Jose Torres going long ball up over the top, the diagonals that really stretch this back line. Marveau dropping in eliminates that ability.
Played out wide for Joel Johnson. Driving this into the back post area. Parra was waiting. Palomino will keep this alive, and there's Christian Fuchs. Another cross sent in. It's blocked down. Parra is still battling for it. Colorado Springs looking for those moments where they can get upfield and do it quick. Brendan Burke said he's not afraid to play that running gun style. And Johnson commits the foul, just pulling back Mahoney. Let's take a look at tonight's keys to the game brought to you by Gatorade. What do you got?
I say wings back for the Charlotte Independence because the immediate knee-jerk reaction would be drop down into a block and let Colorado Springs attack you, right? No, the Charlotte Independent need to make sure that they still have that presence with Jake Armin and Joel Johnson on the outside. So yes, they need to track back and help out defensively, but make sure they're counterpunching here and still representing themselves on the offensive front. Three's company for the front line of Switchbacks FC. Galena, Ameng, Berry. Everybody looks at Haji Berry and the 18 goals, but just like the balance on the exterior for the home squad, you have to have the same thing on the front line for the visitors.
And last time out against RGV, Brendan Burke told us he just decided to go for it, and luckily it went in our favor. And they're finally getting some players back healthy. Is more of a full roster to choose from coming into this match tonight than he's had in the past couple of weeks. And as we showed you in the standings pregame, they are right there battling for that second spot, maybe trying to put some pressure on El Paso at the top. It'll be a fascinating matchup when those teams meet up again. This high-flying attack for the Switchbacks and Mark Lowry's very organized El Paso Locomotive side. Melvin just able to clear this away. Now Fuchs. Right back to Melvin again, who just has to get rid of it. Roberts there to cover for Charlotte. Here's Para. Sylvain Marveau, room to work here in the middle. Marveau to Kelly. Dane Kelly cutting in field. Kelly saved. A great reaction save from Sean Melvin, just able to keep his body in front. And now can the Switchbacks get upfield? They cannot. It's out for a throw-in. Good early chance for Charlotte.
Everybody talks about Haji Berry, but I referenced the back line. And how about Sean Melvin, because this is some kind of save. To be fair, Dane Kelly gets a bit lucky because the touch of his fails him. It sprays away from the body. There's not enough of a presence on the inside to step up defensively. Sean Melvin, it's perfect technique with that trailing arm off the upper shoulder.
And now here comes Colorado Springs. And Roberts just stepped in to win it back for the Independents. That's something talking with Brendan Burke in the past few weeks. He's saying Melvin just needs a run of games. He's never really had that in his career. He's getting a chance to do that this year. This is 13th start overall. Abraham Rodriguez has also made a handful of starts throughout the season. Right out wide to the left. Here comes another cross in. And it's cleared away. Now Arman. Palomino going to drive in field and was taken off the ball.
Though we're only 10 minutes in, think about who's been so active for Charlotte Independence in that time frame. It's been all Sylvain Marveau.
But here's Haji Berry. Riascos knocks this out. Corner kick coming for the Switchbacks.
Made reference to him eliminating those balls coming off the back line. At the same point in time, he's the one who's distributing to the front line. He's dropping underneath Dane Kelly, Irvin Para, finding that gray area just in front of the back line, but underneath the likes of Macangila and Jose Torres. They got to do a better job in communication picking that run up.
Chick-fil-A corner kicks taken quickly. Torres sends this in, the header bouncing right into the arms of Austin Pack, who's making his 4th start while Brandon Miller remains out. Good pressure there by Berry, and Switchbacks able to keep it. Now, since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship. And here comes Charlotte. It's Palomino taking off the ball. Johnson, and there's the finish. Charlotte strikes first. It's Sylvain Marveau. They put the ball down quick, got upfield, and were able to pay it off.
Guess who? It starts and ends with the Frenchman. And no, not Gabriel, the recent pickup. Go to the initial look on the offensive side with Sylvain Marveau. Watch him drift off the shoulder, and then after he plays the ball, but it's the cutback inside and dragging of the runner that you get out of Palomino. Really smart done here by the Charlotte Independents as he comes to the outside. Johnson, the benefactor of the deflection, but the continuing drift all the way to the backside bar. Marveau, he's been extremely active in the opening 12 minutes, and it finally pays off.
It's his 2nd goal on the season and a great start for the home side tonight. And we'll see now how Colorado Springs reacts as they have the 3rd most goals in the entire USL behind Louisville and Phoenix, who have one more at 39. On this Switchback side, no stranger to scoring goals, and we'll see what they have. Still, we are very early.
With this crowded midfield for Charlotte Independence, there's just not really a lot of options right now, Josh, for Switchbacks FC and Brendan Burke to find any avenues whatsoever to play through. The immediate thought would be to start to make the Independents respect you a bit more, go direct up over the top. That will at least open some lanes through the middle.
Oh, look at that ball by Marveau. Takes Para just a bit off to the left. Now he'll cut it back. Marveau, quick little give and go. It's Arman, gets it at the end line, and then it's knocked away there at the last moment. It was Anderson. Barry gets this out wide. Mishi Galina trying to use a burst of pace to get around Johnson. And Johnson commits the foul. It was right in front of Brendan Burke, who had a good look at it. Decision here from Benjamin Meyer, tonight's referee.
How far off the body does this come for Joel Johnson is the real question, because contact is 100% made. Is it in the form of a flying elbow? Actually thought it was just the back shoulder, and I say just because if it is a flying elbow, this could be the end of the night, but it's a little step in there. Smartly done by the referee. Joel Johnson recognizes that he's beat. Not only is he beat, there's a lot of space down in the corner. Midfielder steps in. First infraction of the evening, but the fact that there was so much room to run there for Michi Galina, you can understand why the referee goes to the book.
Yeah, so a yellow card. A Devil's Logic yellow card to Joel Johnson. So a free kick here as Torres stands over it.
I'm with Jose Torres on this one. That's not 10 yards. There's no way.
Might have taken a slight deflection on the way in. Another chance from the other side. And the header will bounce. Roberts will take it and clear it away. Mahoney. Nakangila, and now Jimmy Ockford.
Fans, when you have guests coming to town for the game, make sure they stay at the official hotel of the Charlotte Independence, the Hyatt Place downtown.
Well, this switchback side has been on the road quite a bit here in the last few weeks as this is played over the top. A Meng will get the touch on it. Play it back centrally. Here's the shot, and of course it's in. Somebody stop this man. Haji Berry gets it done again. It's 1-1.
You can't stop him, Josh. You can only hope to contain. And for the Charlotte Independents, they could only manage 18 minutes of keeping the bad man that is Haji Berry off the score sheet. There's that long ball up over the top we talked about. Said give them an opportunity, stretch them, make them respect you if you're Switchbacks FC. You go direct, you have a trailing run in Haji Berry, just stick it in front of them and let it go to work. It's not the prettiest this time. It's certainly not perfection, but it still pays off inside 20 minutes for Haji Berry, who gets his 19th of the season.
His 19th in the 18th, and it's 1-1. So Charlotte had a great start to this match, and all of a sudden they've come back to earth as Haji Berry has hit them for an early goal. Is that a shot you expected to be saved?
It's really difficult, to be honest, and here's why. Number one, it's Haji Berry.
Yeah.
You don't, and I say that because how many times have we seen him take that touch instead of that strike and attack? So as a goalkeeper, you have to be so understanding of what could come at you, not necessarily what is. As this is laid back, we've seen him step up into this space before. The second one is you can go either way here. His goal against RGV, now he was off center a little bit, but he picks out the upper corner. Same side, so you could go to the left side like he does. You could go low, you could go high. He could also go with his laces and bring it back across his body, with still having the understanding, Josh, that if he doesn't attack on his own and doesn't take the strike, he takes a touch and comes right back to Amang from where it came from. Easy to look at it and say it came,
That should be an indirect free kick, and that's exactly what it will be. Kind of at an awkward angle here for Charlotte, but they will get an opportunity here inside the box. You don't see that every day.
No, and a little surprised they don't brandish a card in this situation. Look how close it is. Dane Kelly right there, sitting on 95 regular season goals. That's a yellow card for me. That's a goal scoring opportunity taken away. How they don't card the goalkeeper here, I'd be shocked. And just to put a bow on all of that for Austin Pack, it is right at him, but he's got so much to account for. Long answer, it's difficult.
Yes.
Short answer, you'd like to see him make that save.
Now, these are always interesting. Once you see that initial touch, sometimes you see a rush of bodies towards the ball. Armin and Palomino.
Check Parra with the space in front of him, too. Just outside the 18.
It'll be Palomino, and just puts it over. Just a little touch there by Armin.
Always comes down to trickery from these spots. Difficult to get it up and down from that angle, and you're so close. 15 yards out. Almost impossible, Josh. A lot of times you'll see them work something quick to get it around the wall, go low, or even go to the top of the 18, but that's also the art of it, right? You keep everybody guessing, and still the simplistic way almost seems perfection for Charlotte.
And here come the switchbacks again. Mishi playing this centrally. Here's the shot, and there's the goal! Andre Lewis from 1-0 down inside of 12 minutes to 2-1 up just inside of 21. What a start and what a comeback for the switchbacks.
One of the most impactful players in Brendan Burke's eyes, who didn't receive enough recognition for the shifts that he was putting in. He was the hockey assist guy. He was the ball before the ball that ended up in the back of the net. That all changed back on August 7th. A brace against Hartford Athletic, almost unstoppable since. Just his third goal of the season, starting to pick up assists, starting to pick up goals. Finally getting notice by the opposition, but not on this one. Andre Lewis with a cracker from the top of the box.
It's his third goal on the season. All of a sudden the goals are flying here in Charlotte. And now the switchbacks, well, they play before Phoenix and before Louisville this weekend. They are the top attack in the league as we speak. That was goal number 40 on the season for Colorado Springs.
The ridiculous division that is the Mountain Division just 3 games ago. Switchbacks FC on the outside looking in on the playoffs, virtually sitting in second place. That's how quick it changes here.
There's Joel Johnson flipping this up to the back post. Nobody there. The switchbacks will be able to carry this one out. That's a foul on Amang. Well, join us on September 4th for a huge military appreciation night presented by Famous Toastery. The Jacks will wear special jerseys that will be auctioned to benefit Folds of Honor area youth. The Jacks play Miami FC with first kick at 7 p.m.
It is one of those odd situations, Josh, where when you look around the championship, you made reference to only the 5 matches tonight.
Yeah.
We don't see that often for Saturday night fixtures. Fast forward to tomorrow, only 5 there. And then there's the one last night in which the Charleston Battery defeated Red Bull 2 for the first time in 5 years. This gives other teams something to think about if you can get out in front and put a result up.
Barry trying to put this in. Roberts there to clear it. Now Johnson wins it back for Charlotte.
We're starting to reach that point in the season where heads are turning.
It's played right through the middle. Para. And crucial touch by Matt Mahoney to send it back for Melvin.
Teams are scoreboard watching a bit more than they were back in April and May at the beginning of the season. Guys want to know, is Haji Berry going to keep scoring? Can the Charlotte Independents put up another donut? That's obviously not going to be answered tonight, 25 minutes in, as the Switchbacks have stormed back into this one. The East meets West are always the fun matchups that we've seen in this season.
Oh, the Charlotte, who also scored an early goal in early July when Phoenix came in. Phoenix came back to equalize. That game ended 1-1. It's been quite a stretch of road games here for Colorado Springs. They have been all over the East. Memphis, they went to RGV. They played Loudoun a few weeks ago. This ends a stretch of 5 road games and 6 overall games for the Switchbacks. Foot race for this. Roberts went to ground, got that just right in front of Amang. And it'll be a throw in here for Charlotte. Folks, the Independents have partnered with Folds of Honor to raise funds for kids of fallen soldiers in the Charlotte region. We'd also like to honor your favorite veteran of the armed forces at a game. Go to charlotteindependence.com/veterans and nominate your vet today. There's Kelly tracking back defensively. And now he's fouled. The referee wants a quick word.
Jose Torres making some friends. No dap.
He wasn't having it. He left him hanging.
Just a little dabble. Benjamin Meyer having a conversation with Torres. This is some kind of work by Dane Kelly. A lot of people won't like the outstretched arm from the striker. Personally don't mind it. Rubbin's racing. They've got the pedigree, don't they? Charlotte Independents. Gabriel Oberton, the most recent acquisition. Christian Fuchs, the name that started everything for them.
Thomas Amang. Amang saved! Austin Pack defending that near post. That's how quickly Colorado Springs can get into the attack. It's a corner kick.
Sylvain Marveau throws his name into the mix. USL Championship all-time leading scorer Dane Kelly. And then, of course, Austin Pack. Some kind of save here. The thought is this gets come back over the left shoulder. Amang recognizes that. He sees the little window and the cheating of the goalkeeper, tries to pick it out. Top quality save.
Much like Sean Melvin, Austin Pack getting a good run of games. He hasn't had that in his pro career. Here's the in-swinger. Roberts rises up to clear this. And Fuchs will track this down on the far side. Arman. I think Kelly would have been in an offside position. He lets this run through for Melvin. If you're traveling to Charlotte to see an Independence game, make sure you stay at the Hyatt Place downtown. The Hyatt Place is just blocks from the games and surrounded by endless dining options. Hyatt Place downtown, the official hotel of the Charlotte Independents. Here's Lewis, the goal scorer. Now Torres and Haji Berry. Mahoney just touches this ahead. Mishi. Amang. Barry brings it centrally. Good spell of possession here for the Switchbacks as they look for a third goal now.
One of the great things about the evolution of the Switchbacks FC this season under Brendan Burke, Josh, has been the understanding that they do need the ball. Everybody thinks that they're just a transitional team. That's not the case. Mike Jeffrey's very well aware of the fact that they need to make sure there's not a lot of time spent on the ball for the visitors. He said that's one of the key components to having success against them. That's where they can actually hurt you the most, because they'll lull you to sleep, spread you thin, go side to side, then knock that 40-yard ball up over the top. And the way that they've set up so far, Haji Berry, who started on the right just underneath Thomas Amang, Galena dropping back a little bit further. When Berry drops down into the pocket, they actually give the Independents a taste of their own medicine. They create this quad box on the inside with Andre Lewis, Jose Torres, and Mac Anguilla to play off of each other. And there's an understanding that Berry is always going to float, so someone still has to maintain presence on that right side. As the midfield pinches a little bit to that far side, Sebastian Anderson then goes. He gives you that focal point where if you need to stretch the game, that long ball is still up over the top, even with Berry down underneath their 9.
I mean, on the lineup card, Anderson was listed as a forward.
Of course he was, right? I looked at you and I said, so Brendan Burke is playing 3 at the back and 4 strikers.
Would you expect anything different from the Switchbacks this season? I mean, he told us he's okay playing that run and gun style. And last time out against RGV, they scored 5 goals. And you have a guy who has scored 19, scored nearly half of this team's goals. I think you're okay to do that. Here's Jake Arman making the forward run, puts this in a good area. Kelly had it blocked. Palomino trying to bring it down. A player is down. And this will go back the way of Colorado Springs.
The argument to that being that Dane Kelly on the other side of that equation with 95 regular season goals in his 218th regular season appearance. 44% of the time when that man plays, he hits the back of the net. So you got to be real careful here if you're Colorado Springs. That's the balance that Brendan Burke was so adamant about in our conversation with him, that as much as they want to press and be up tempo, and they're not shy about it, he will tell you exactly what they're going to do. He understands that they've got to make sure defensively they're set up for success. And what a little step in by Matt Mahoney. That's a player who can play anywhere on the back line for you, and as Ockford had shifted over, he just slid right back across, getting in front of Dane Kelly.
And there's that quick ball over the top. And it is Haji Berry. It's a fun matchup between Barry and Roberts, 2 very experienced players in this league.
Another director.
Mahoney. Get it right back. Well, Aquafina is the official water of the Charlotte Independents. When the game heats up, cool down with Aquafina. There's a giveaway in the midfield. Pass a bit too strong for Palomino. There's that long ball up over the top again, and Amang picks it off, and Amang hits the post. Nervy moments there at the back from Austin Pack, and Amang nearly made him pay.
Highlighter.
Now how does Charlotte respond? Hara putting pressure.
Shoot like you're live, everybody.
Marveau couldn't get it to him. Now it's Roberts. Now Marveau. Baronico. Joel Johnson trying to turn the corner, uses strength to keep his feet. Johnson, and it's cleared away. Corner kick coming. Good end-to-end action here in this first half from Charlotte.
You have to wonder the communication that is going on the other side of the field, because Kevin Riascos just pulls up here, which means Austin Pack has asked for it. As quickly as he slows here, you think the goalkeeper is going to come get it. He doesn't. And then the counter punch. Joel Johnson. They are undefeated since he stepped into the starting lineup. Missed all of those games at the beginning of the season due to visa issues. What an impact he has had since coming back.
It's his 5th start tonight. Here's the corner kick. Melvin punches away. Charlotte will keep it. Driven forward again. Melvin has to go up over the top of Kelly to punch. Still not done. Here's Dane Kelly. He was offside.
Just a bit. Just a couple yards. Nobody told Dane Kelly he needed to get back in the buffet line. All the chances coming his way. Got to make sure the table's set before you sit down to eat, my man.
He scored 95 goals. You think a few of those haven't been really, really close?
I've seen him I've seen him up close and personal, closer than that.
A lot of pressure being put on both goalkeepers tonight. Wide for Kelly. Palomino. Baronico trying to split the lines. The idea was there.
Very pretty ball. Sylvain Marveau just a bit off on this ball coming through the middle. They can knock it around themselves too, can't they, Charlotte Independence?
We'd like to welcome our supporters at the game tonight. We want to thank all the supporters from Mecklenburg Reserves and the Independence Ultras to the game tonight. Check these supporters groups out online and plug into these great groups that love soccer and work to make Charlotte a better place to live through sports. It's a giveaway. As Kelly was tracking back to get onside. Now wide for Dane Kelly. Trying to turn the corner around Haji Berry. Does it all.
It's a very interesting shape on the inside for the Charlotte Independents, who have basically turned Brant Baronico in and out number 6 with almost a diamond shape at times. Now, who occupies the 10 spot? We've seen a lot of Sylvain Marveau just recently on the movement coming across the field. That was Irvin Parra. But whoever's not occupying that space doing a good job stepping up next to Dane Kelly. Jake Arman on the left side of that. Joel Johnson staying on this right side where he'll almost round this out into a back 4 at times. And then with all of his speed still stepping up.
Here's the free kick. Just over the head of Roberts. Still there for Roberts. His shot blocked. Switchbacks will carry this out. Lewis. Here's Galena. And dispossessed, Christian Fuchs. All of that experience. Galina down again. He was maybe just clipped by Bronico. They go quick over the top off the free kick. Nothing doing on that attempt. Final 5 minutes of this first half. Here from Charlotte. Charlotte scored the opener. Colorado Springs responded with 2 goals quickly thereafter. Marveau leading the break. Options to either side. Here's Dane Kelly sending this in. Charlotte will keep it through Jake Arman. Fuchs joins the attack. Palomino. Maybe some room to shoot. Palomino curling it high.
It's very good patience by the Charlotte Independents. Would have liked to have seen Dane Kelly a bit wider when the initial ball played through here. But there's so many options for this team now, Josh. You take a look at the overall roster assembly. Obviously, the guys on the field right now, it's easy to look at Parup, Kelly, Sylvain Marveau, but even the bench, when you start to drift down it, they've got so much depth compared to previous seasons. Mike Jeffries admitting that obviously even the recent acquisitions, from a talent and tactical standpoint, this is the most talented group that he's ever had. Now, chemistry, we'll see in due time. With half a season to go, can they build that and make sure those relationships are strong enough to not only get in a playoff position, but make a run at this thing? You look at the 2017 team, pretty highly regarded, that went on that very long unbeaten streak. Jeffrey said that although the talent is there at this point in time, it's going to take something special across the board to truly take down a title with this group.
He said it was a challenge for himself as well, trying to find that right group of 11, because there's now so many options. And he has about half a season to figure it out before they get into the playoffs, and they still have to make the playoffs as well. In a tough Atlantic division. Here's Barry. Galina squares this ball, and there is a big block, and Arman clears it. Last-ditch defending from the Independents.
Jake Arman knocks this away, but this is all about the tackle by Christian Fuchs. What a ball back across by Michi Galina. He's trying to find that trailing run of Anderson, and then how about your left back? There's a Premier League player for you. He knows exactly the job that needs to be done and executes to perfection.
Barry's calling for it, he'll get it. Mahoney cycles this around. Barry making the run, Riascos able to nod this away. Kangila. Now Lewis. Lewis again, now for Barry. And knocked away. Well, fans, tailgating is now allowed at your Independence games. You can reserve a tailgate spot for the season or for a game and create new friends and great memories. Go to charlotteindependence.com to get your reserved tailgate spot today. One of those long spells of possession for the Switchbacks. It's played in behind Riascos, but usher this back to Austin Pack. As we get into stoppage time, it's presented by Novant Health. 2 minutes at the end of this first half.
Extra time is kept on the pitch.
A lot of chasing here from Charlotte to end the half. All played in behind. Galena trying to switch the play. Stayed up in the air a bit too long. And now the whistle comes. It'll be a free kick to Charlotte. And that'll be a yellow card. That seemed a bit unnecessary.
That's a devil's logic caution to the Switchbacks.
Sebastian Anderson feels a bit hard done here. Felt like he got clipped the first time. I don't blame him. Play progressed. Breaks down. Ball given away. Michael Edwards having a little fun with our head referee.
Caution issued to Michael Edwards.
That's what he wanted. He wanted the initial little dust up on the far side, didn't get it.
Last chance here for Charlotte. Here's Bronico. It'll be a throw-in. The referee looks at his watch and brings us to the end of this first half. 3 goals to go around, 2 of them to the Switchbacks after they were down 1-0.
This is just going to come down to efficiency for both of these teams and who can close out their chances. Top 10 in conversion rate within the league. Switchbacks in second. Charlotte Independence starting to round out the bottom portion of that top 10. But with the same amount of shots, Switchbacks have just hit the target more. That's all it's come down to. Can you find Dane Kelly? Can you find Irvin Parr? Sylvain Marveau was feeling himself 15 minutes in. He started to disappear from the equation. That comes down to the midfield for the boys in blue. And can you keep tempo? Still a lot of time left within this one.
A couple of Jamaicans talking to each other on the way out. One of them has a goal. That's Andre Lewis. And there's 3 goals total. Switchbacks came back from 1-0 down to lead 2-1 here at the break. It's halftime from American Legion Memorial Stadium. Stay with us. It's Colorado Springs 2. It's Charlotte 1.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
There are currently 2 million American spouses and children whose family member was killed or disabled in defense of our country, which is why I founded the Folds of Honor, providing educational scholarships to the families of 1% of the Americans who protect our freedom.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thank you for supporting the Fold of Honor.
Please join our squadron today. Your $13 a month speaks volumes and changes lives forever.
Duckworth's Grill and Tap House is your destination for great food. Duckworth's is open for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. Make sure you complete your order with an ice-cold Pepsi. Duckworth's is locally owned and operated. Pepsi, that's what I like.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Welcome back to halftime here in Charlotte, where it is Healthcare Heroes Night presented by Novant Health, the official healthcare provider of the Charlotte Independence. And we also have the privilege tonight to introduce retired United States Marine Steve Grass. Steve served in the Marine Corps for 29 years. His extensive service included deployments to Somalia, Kosovo, Iraq, and Afghanistan. While serving all of us and protecting our freedoms, Steve was recognized for his service, bravery, and valor. He was awarded 4 Legions of Merit, the Bronze Star, and the Combat Action Ribbon. After 29 years of service, Steve retired as a colonel in the United States Marine Corps. Steve is joined tonight by his family members, Terry, Brenna Kate, and Sierra Key. Colonel Grass, thank you for your tremendous commitment to our country and your service. Hoorah! And now we get into some of the mid-year awards, and we will start with the Goalkeeper of the Year. I like Jeff Caldwell, but what do you say?
I don't think you're far off there. Just understand this. It's his fans' choice for midseason awards.
Yes,
so these
is.
are the options put forth by the fans currently voting right now. I don't mind the Jeff Caldwell shout. You and I did a segment like this a week ago. We thought Panico was one from Austin Bold, but Van Okel is right there. Tambakis has been fantastic for New Mexico United. Their defense has struggled recently. If not for Tambakis, they could be coughing up even more points instead of draws. They could be on the opposite end of that. All good shouts, though.
We'll stay in the back line, and we'll look at the Defender of the Year, and there's a youngster right in the middle of that picture.
I'll take Jonathan Gomez any day of the week. Twice on Sunday. It's not even close to me. Because of the fact that he's a two-way player. I think it's easy to look at, and you were kind of giving me a hard time about this. I said, where's his goals? Where's his assist? You said those aren't defensive numbers, but they're applicable.
Yeah.
Right? They're applicable. His ability to get up and down the field, 6 assists on the season, couple goals to his name. Thank you very much.
Coach of the Year. There's a lot of good options right here.
I'm not even going to make this mistake. This is hard. This is hard. The turnaround for Pittsburgh Riverhounds said it would take some time. Danny Cruz is on cruise control. Wima Cabrera has literally resurrected RGV from the dead. Mark Lowry, wash, rinse, repeat. Rick Shantz has found another level with Phoenix Rising. Only 2 losses on the season. I don't know who to pick. You got one? Don't do it. They're all listening.
Yeah,
don't do it. Don't do it.
I don't want to do it.
Trust me.
But I will say, and I told you this off air, Mark Lowry, Peaky Blinders. I could see a little,
I'm with you on
little
that.
combo going there. Young Player of the Year. I kind of like the guy there first, Ronaldo Damas.
It's not a bad shout. I like the fact that he's gone from such a different system.
Yes.
To Orange County. Now what does it look like without Braden Cloutier there?
That'll be
no
interesting.
longer at the helm. Richard Chaplow stepping up. Can he continue the evolution for such a young player like that? Nathan has done well for himself. Diego Luna is a monster in the middle of the field and stepping outside for El Paso Locomotive as well.
And, of course, Mishi here for Colorado Springs. MVP, and this is interesting. How do you kind of define MVP?
They're all extremely important.
Yeah.
If Rodrigo da Costa wasn't there, they would have even less wins. Probably not in the playoff picture. Birmingham has so many options. I actually think that they don't even get the ball to Brett enough. He should have more goals to his name. Damas, we just talked about. Haji, Berry, Asante, those are the 2 for you and I. My issue with Solomon Asante is, and I said this before, if you remove Solomon Asante, they've still got a lot of firepower.
Correct.
If you remove Haji Berry, I don't think, actually, I know there's not enough supplementation on the offensive side of the ball from the likes of Michi Galini, Deshane Beckford. There's good numbers, just not great.
Well,
so that's why I lean towards Barry a little more,
and
right?
that's why this is the mid-year award. So
and for the fans.
Exactly.
We don't even get a vote.
There you go. Well, we'll see if Haji Berry can make an impact come the second half. Second half is on the way from Charlotte.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Tees it up. What a strike! And what a goal! Hartford has a goal!
And Lou City double their money. And how sweet the sound in Lynn Family Stadium.
Hey guys, this is Gabby Douglas. If you have an active lifestyle like me, hydration is key. That's why I love the Hydration Watermelon Smoothie from Smoothie King. With more electrolytes than some of the leading sports drinks, it's a cleaner way to hydrate and recover, with no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. So try the Hydration Watermelon Smoothie from Smoothie King. Order online for pickup or delivery. Smoothie King, rule the day.
There are currently 2 million American spouses and children whose family member was killed or disabled in defense of our country, which is why I founded the Folds of Honor, providing educational scholarships to the families of 1% of the Americans who protect our freedom.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Please join our squadron today. Your $13 a month speaks volumes and changes lives forever.
Welcome back to Charlotte. Halftime here between the Switchbacks and the Independents. News and notes from around the USL Championship, and I think the biggest news of the week, the change in Orange County. Braden Cloutier is out.
Most people you talk to about this say shocking, and I'm one of those as well. The only thing you can look at is one win in their previous 8 games. That's got to be the form thing. Now, 1-1-1 in the last 3. They're still in playoff position. If I'm in charge of the club, I'm probably keeping him, knowing the success that they've had. I would imagine the thought process has got to be, with this type of roster, they should be doing better. I actually think they're right where they should be. That's a team that's going to finish 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and just eke their way into playoff position personally.
Some scores from around the league. It's brought to you by the Hyatt Place Hotel. The only game last night, Charleston 3, Red Bulls 2. An interesting match there. The Battery get the win. Anything else pique your interest here?
I think the fact that it's the first win for the Charleston Battery against Red Bull 2 in over 5 years.
That's wild.
What have you been doing, Battery?
Oh, my goodness.
Jamel Perez, 2 assists, by the way. Josh Penn, first goal.
There you go. Little Hoosier right there.
There it is.
Hyatt Place Hotel, upcoming schedule. We're the only 7 o'clock game, so it's a busy late slate. El Paso hosts RGV and a rematch of last year's first-round playoff matchup, Phoenix and Sac Republic.
These are all good games, though. You know, Phoenix looking to continue their winning ways. Struggled on the road, but their road victories against Sacramento Republic. They don't want to be a stepping stone. Sacramento Republic, 6 games unbeaten. San Diego Loyal finally back to their winning ways, hosting Orange County. A lot of times you see a coaching change. You usually see positive progress.
Well, we will see. Second half is on the way from Charlotte.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Fun fact, you know Mountain Dew and spicy chicken is the perfect combo?
Does it look like I don't know that?
Okay. Didn't mean to ruffle your feathers.
You know, we both did the employee training, Gary.
Okay, don't jump down my beak.
Doing spicy? Do the do.
There are currently 2 million American spouses and children whose family member was killed or disabled in defense of our country, which is why I founded the Folds of Honor, providing educational scholarships to the families of 1% of the Americans who protect our freedom.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thank you for supporting the Fold of Honor.
Please join our squadron today. Your $13 a month speaks volumes and changes lives forever.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Getting set for the second 45 minutes of action from American Legion Memorial Field here in Charlotte. Let's take a look at our first half highlights brought to you by Duckworth's. Plenty of goals to show you. We start in the 12th minute. Quick off the restart, and the Independents would pay this off with a goal.
Marveau was magnificent to start this game. Watch him just stretch this to the outside. I love the run coming through the middle by Palomino. He pulls the back line very thin, and then the follow-up by Joel Johnson. But notice, Marveau doesn't stop his run. His job isn't done. As the ball gets played down to the right, he peels off to the left, gets it on the back post, puts them out in front 12 minutes in, and then the response. Just 6 minutes later, Haji Berry, apologies. 19th on the season for the frontman from Colorado Springs, Switchbacks FC. They get it to 1-1. Good look by Amang to drop this back to the top of the 18. And then we go again. 4 minutes later, Andre Lewis in transition. This time, Michi Galina, watch it, head up the entire time. He's got all the speed in the world to outrun everybody, but instead, he's tactful with it. Slows it down, drops it back to one of his attacking midfielders, who buries it into the bottom corner and gives them the 2-1 lead at halftime.
Look at the Novant Health stats. The possession in favor of Colorado Springs. Everything else pretty even across the board.
Would say that the midfield started to favor the visitors towards the latter portion of the first half. That wasn't good for Charlotte Independence and Mike Jeffries. That's going to be his conversation at halftime. We saw them change their shape a little bit to try and get back into it. They carried most of the possession opening 15, 20 minutes. Visitors start to swing back into it. They give them more of the ball, more of the opportunities, and of course, more goals.
Now back here and set to go for the second half from Charlotte with Devin Kerr. I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks for joining us. The only early game in this slate of Saturday USL Championship matches, and the second half is underway. It's Charlotte 1, it's Colorado Springs 2. And both these sides trying to bolster their playoff aspirations tonight. A chance for Colorado Springs to get into second spot, and a chance for Charlotte to get into fourth tonight. And we'll see what gives here in this second half. This is now a Colorado Springs side that leads the USL Championship in goals. Of course, Phoenix will play later tonight, and Louisville will play tomorrow. Hockford tracking over. And now Makangila in the middle. Barry, good quick touch, using those long strides to keep it. Anderson, right back for Barry. Torres, thought he got that clean. Free kick to Charlotte. And Fuchs will try to go quick over the top. Here's Kelly. Bronico sprays it out wide. Para. Para rolls this across and into the arms of Sean Melvin. Over the top, looking for Amang. Whistle comes. Pack was in an awkward position again. We'll go back to the Independents. Well, the second half shapes to be pretty interesting. Colorado Springs, you can't say they've been rock solid at the back this season, and for Charlotte, you can't say the goals have been flowing maybe as much as you'd like if you're Mike Jeffries. So when push comes to shove, what's it going to be?
I do like the depth, though, for Colorado Springs. Switchbacks FC.
Now this better. Para right at Melvin.
But if the game does stay wide open and you see these end-to-end movements transitionally, Brendan Burke should not be fearful of how deep he can go into his bench and still replicate the results moving forward. Just sort of wonder if Mike Jeffries carries the same sort of comfort. Able to go much deeper into their bench than we've seen in previous seasons, though. The top-end quality of player seems to be the real talking point for the Independents. Even Mike Jeffries admitted, he said, look at the quality that's coming in, and not just what they've done in seasons past, but last season.
Yeah, that was the key.
That was the key takeaway for me, and I think you as well, Josh, that it's not just what they've done, it's the relevance to what they've done it in. You know, with all due respect, it's not 2008, 2010. It's the fact that these guys are coming out of top-tier leagues within the last 12 months. COVID or not, it's beyond impressive, and it's a true testament to the growth here in the United States and specifically the USL Championship.
That's the big thing with people always say, oh, you come to end your career. Well, these players, they're still right in the midst of their career. And of course, Christian Fuchs on loan from Charlotte FC. He'll join that side coming up. It's great for him to get familiar with the city and play for this independent side here in 2021.
There's a ball.
Anderson, good first touch. Looking for some options. Lewis, you know, he can hit a ball. Galena. Lewis. Amang might have some space. It's taken down, free kick, Colorado Springs. Amang really causing some trouble through the middle tonight.
This is one that's so difficult as a defender because you have to step up into the space, and you know 9 times out of 10 this ball's getting cutting back and away from you, and yet still to be able to change your pace, change your momentum, and get a touch on it, it's almost impossible. It's one of the most difficult balls to defend, especially as a left footer who's trying to continue that momentum to the left side of the body. Smartly done by Amang.
It's Torres and Anderson. It'll be Jose Torres, and a diving save, and Pat catches it. Very well done, and a good strike as well.
Novon is proud to be the official healthcare provider of the Charlotte Independence soccer team. Our goal is to always provide great service at hundreds of locations in this area. Easily schedule same-day and virtual appointments online. Novon Health, making healthcare remarkable.
A good strike there from that set piece. And Fuchs a good long throw in to keep possession here for Charlotte. Here's Roberts, and now Fuchs. Able to find space for Jake Arman. Fizzles this cross through. Brought down for Marvo. Palomino. Bronico. He'll just keep it moving. Back for Arman. Arman rolls this to the top of the box. It's clipped in and headed away. Only as far as Johnson, whose shot is out of play. Let's go back to that free kick a minute ago. Good save by Pack.
Watch him just all the way outstretched here. This is not an easy save. Moving away from him. Watch it dipping at the tail end of it. Quality English put on the ball here. And not only is he able to get over, starts to bobble away from him, secures it. Would be easy to spill that out, give up a deflection.
Was it a catch, though?
Catch it.
Just got to get your mind trained, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm sure somewhere our good friend Rambo Peter Ramage is watching. Some of his Newcastle boys are on the field.
It's true.
Can hear him. Catch it, catch it.
Marvo gets this out wide. It's Irvin Parra, and Sean Melvin comes up with another brilliant save.
Goalkeeping clinics on either end of the field. Austin Pack. Now Sean Melvin. Watch the little overlapping run. Bit of hesitation there from Matt Mahoney. He's not sure if he should step or peel off and go with the runner. The indecision opens up the opportunity for the Independents.
Here comes the cross, and the header is off the crossbar. And an acrobatic clearance. Well, Charlotte's starting to ask a few more questions here in this second half. Riasco steps up. Rolls this in for Kelly. Here's the shot, and there's the finish! Charlotte back level. They were knocking on the door, and Marcelo Palomino makes it 2-2.
Marcelo Palomino!
Top tier talent is what Mike Jeffries talks about with this team. We've alluded to it a few times already, but watch the decoy in Dane Kelly. Marvo very active, but as they go to their big nine up top, watch him drift back in. You expect him to challenge in a one-on-one situation. Everybody does. Ockford gives the respect. He knows that he can easily get turned, but so does Dane Kelly. He takes advantage of it. A lot of space opens up, just puts this thing on a platter, and into the bottom corner for the 5th time this season goes Palomino.
It's a Devil's Logic Brewing goal for Marcelo Palomino. I think we might have a few more goals in this one, huh?
Oh boy. Here comes that depth though, right? Just wait for it. 35 minutes. Carry the one. Yeah, that math is close enough.
It's evolving.
it's close enough. But just like the shape, I said to you that the midfield needed to be more active. They needed to find a way to get back into the possession game. Mike Jeffries knew it coming in. He knew it coming out of the dressing room. The question was, could they start to find results within it? The answer, 10 minutes in, most assuredly is yes.
Fans, make sure you check out the all-new United We Play merchandise at the official merch trailer and display.
Well, the Switchbacks, and Brendan Burke told us, is evolving into a team happy to be in a shootout. Here we are, 2-2. Still over a half hour to go. Marvo. Palomino again. Arman. Right now, the Switchbacks are trying to relieve some pressure. Roberts keeps this in. Space on the right side. If Johnson can get there, he can. Marvo drives this in. Melvin able to punch it away. And a player down in the area for Charlotte as the Switchbacks give it away in the middle. And here's Fuchs. Still going. Now he lays it off. Parra. Switch of play for Kelly. Dane Kelly saved. Corner kick, Charlotte.
Chick-fil-A corner kick.
And the Independents have really turned it on to start this second half.
Better safe than sorry here for Sean Melvin. This is outside. It's not going in, but still, Dane Kelly. This is very smart here from the great Dane. Laying off the assist just moments prior to get the equalizer at the top of the 18. This time coming off that back shoulder. Sebastian Anderson gambling on the right side. They've been doing it all game long, pushing him really high. That creates a lot of one-on-ones for Michael Edwards. The great Dane finally starting to see it.
Some pushing and shoving there in the middle before Palomino can send it in. The referee needs a conversation before this Chick-fil-A corner kick. And now it'll be Palomino towards that near post. And the whistle comes first. And back to the switchbacks it goes. Well, Gatorade is scientifically researched and game tested for athletes like your Jacks. When you need hydration, choose the official isotonic sports drink of the Charlotte Independents, Gatorade. Can the switchbacks look into the attack now? It's been all Charlotte pretty much in this second half. Good first touch by Galeno, turns the corner. Options in the middle, nobody at the back post. And this will stay in play and towards the corner. Charlotte will get it rolling again. Marveau. Now Fuchs. Armin surveying, now Palomino. Jake Armin. Palomino tried for the cheeky nutmeg, didn't quite come off. Now Galena and Haji Berry. So we pass the hour mark. Room to work in the middle for Haji Berry. Anderson making the long run down the right. Serves this in, and Roberts just got a touch on it to clear it away. Amang was waiting in the middle. And here comes Joel Johnson. Good end-to-end action. Kelly, appeal for handball. Play still goes on, and Marveau skies it. Colorado Springs readying to make their first substitution of the night. And it will be the experienced Jose Torres making way as the youngster Philip Mayaka, who played his college soccer not too far from here at Clemson. A third pick by the Rapids in this year's draft. He'll come on. And it looks like Deshane Beckford is waiting as well. And these substitutions brought to you by Complete Construction Services.
Not a bad shift from Jose Torres whatsoever. Just the way that the game's changing here. His role almost eliminated. The fact that you go from the back line immediately into the likes of Haji Berry or Michi Galena they just haven't had as much movement through the middle. If it is, it's bypassed immediately to Andre Lewis. If you notice, the defensive movements are basically Torres and Makangila, and then a step beyond when you go on the offensive side of the ball. Mayaka gives you that presence to slow it down and start to have a bit more possession, go side to side.
Substitutions tonight are presented by Complete Construction Services.
And now it looks like Beckford will come on. That's interesting. They took it in two different windows there. Even though they were both standing there, it's another Complete Construction Services substitution as Amang will come off. There's only one more window left for the Switchbacks and Brendan Burke with a half hour to go. And Beckford now on. First time coming off the bench this season for Deshane Beckford.
You also wonder what the conversations were on the sideline for Mike Jeffries and his crew. Brendan Burke could have been looking, thinking changes were coming with his initial sub and didn't want to pull the trigger on both just to see tactically if Jeffries was going to make a change.
Mind games.
Yep.
And these are two managers who have played against each other. These teams, however, have not. Of course, with Brendan Burke's time with Bethlehem Steel, then Philadelphia Union 2. Here's Makangila. First touch for Philip Mayaka. Good first touch by Mayaka. Plays this through and it's scooped up by Austin Pack. Well, friends, join us on September 4th for a huge military appreciation night presented by Famous Toastery. The Jacks will wear special jerseys that'll be auctioned to benefit Folds of Honor area youth. The Jacks play Miami FC with first kick at 7 p.m. It's Marveau who goes down.
Folks, join us on September 4th for our big military appreciation night presented by Famous Toastery. Your Jacks will wear special kits to honor our troops. Those kits will be
Pack will put it back in play. 25 minutes to go. Charlotte scored the opener. Switchback scored the next two. And then in this second half, Charlotte has come back to level things. Pepsi Cola is the official soft drink of the Charlotte Independence. Enjoy an ice-cold Pepsi at your next Independence game. Pepsi, born in the Carolinas. Appeal for handball, and that's exactly what it will be. Free kick to Charlotte. They take it quick, and nothing doing. Switchbacks slowing things down, as they'd like to do. Some time on the ball. Kelly coming from behind. It's a free kick. Haji Berry switches the play. Beckford was battling for it, but he was offside. Fans, on September 11th, our friends at Great Clips presents Family Soccer Night. All kids who show up in their team jersey are free with an adult ticket purchase. Great family savings is courtesy of Great Clips on this special night when the Independents face Hartford Athletic. Some big games coming down the stretch. Mike Jeffries talked about the amount of games they play in September. You talk about the depth. That depth will be tested, no doubt, here in the next few weeks for the Independents as they try to push on towards the playoffs. We've got to be in that top 4 in the Atlantic Division.
If you had to pick right now, are they one of your teams that get in?
I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah. My answer is yes, by the way.
I'm going to say yes as well. I think there's too much quality.
It's too much quality. It's a different look. You know, this team, I've talked about it before, Josh. This team made a change into this 3-back style system. That was September 5th of 2020. It was a game against North Carolina FC. I've also made this reference as well. Mike Jeffries actually attributes that change to frontman from New Mexico United, Troy Lesane, how they were always working on it in practice, but didn't necessarily make its way onto the game field.
Early ball played through. This comes off, and the shot is wide. Galena had a chance. Barry was also waiting in the middle, and Mishi took it for himself.
With all of that space, when you do push as far wide as you have here from Christian Fuchs, you open yourself up and expose too much opportunity with the speed of Switchbacks FC. Just look at everybody running downhill. An absolute no-no coming off of the back line. Galena knows he should have done better. So what can be, what will be, and what has been for the Independents is the reason I say yes. Rowdies, Pittsburgh, Miami, Independents right now. I will say this. I say right now.
Here's the shot. Pack able to knock it down as Beckford put it on frame.
The one change to that would be is if the Charleston Battery get healthy. If they get healthy, they'll finally have some depth. They've gone through a pretty rough go of it as well with all the games that the Independents have coming.
Melvin way off his line. Here's Irvin Parra, and it's in. A tight angle on the far side, but he gives Charlotte the lead. He was all alone. This has been a game of comebacks for both sides, but Charlotte has the advantage now.
Mistakes made all night long from goalkeepers. They've also atoned for their sins, but communication has been so up and down. What is going on here from Sean Melvin? Out in no man's land. Doesn't even get a body on the runner. Irvin Parra, the first man to do the double-double back in 2017 between Tacoma and Orange County. He bagged double digits in goals for Vegas in 2019. And for the 34th time in his USL Championship career, he scores a goal. More importantly, he puts his team out in front.
Complete construction services, substitutions for the Switchbacks, number 55 and number 8.
Looks like Zach Zandy is coming on. And that's the goal scorer, Andre Lewis, who checks out. A complete construction services substitution there for the Switchbacks. And that should be all for the Switchbacks tonight. All 3 substitution windows have been utilized. Zandy, another one of those Philly kids who comes out west with Brendan Burke. And right now they're looking for an equalizer.
Can't get a story in tonight, can you?
No kidding.
I mean, it's amazing. Inopportune times for us to go deep dives into what could be for either one of these squads. And just before Irvin Parra decided to break the deadlock between these two at 2-2, was saying that if the Battery get healthy, I can't bet against them. That would be my one replacement in the top 4.
Well, they made it how many years in a row?
Only team in the modern era since 2011.
Right.
Make the playoffs every single season. The only team in the championship to lay claim to that.
A couple of subs now coming on for Charlotte. Complete Construction Services substitutions. Valentin Sabella and Adam Armour. And the first one off will be Sylvain Marveau. This is the first window utilized tonight by Mike Jeffries. Jake Armin the other. So Sabella and Armour on. Armin and Marveau will come off.
And Jake Armin. Entering the match, number 12, Adam Armour, and number 10, Valentin Sabella.
We should circle back to that Colorado Springs sub just a minute ago as well. Tristan Hodge was another one to come on. And it was Matt Mahoney to make way. So Brendan Burke uses 4 subs on the evening. Hodge, who played in the Gold Cup with Trinidad and Tobago. Some good experience for him this summer. Here's Adam Armour. He was pulled back, free kick Charlotte. Here's Palomino to whip this in. Good depth to it. Melvin got a punch on it. Through some traffic, and it's cleared. All Edwards can do is knock this out of play. Switchbacks feeling some pressure here as this gets into the last 15 minutes.
And settle in for the last 15 minutes of the match. Come on, you Jacks.
Christian Fuchs. That's some kind of trickery.
It's been around the block.
A little fake out on the throw. Don't mind if you do. Here's the relationship between the Austrian and the American Adam Armour, who had some looks at North Carolina FC coming up through the youth academy there, of course, going over to Nuremberg in Germany. Zweiliga and Bundesliga 2 before being picked up by Charlotte FC in what will be for the MLS club in the future. Left-sided attack between Fuchs and Armour.
That's a positive for Charlotte FC to build some of those relationships. And the Independents get to reap some of those rewards here at the end of this 2021 season. Makangila. Zandy was just clipped, free kick. And a yellow card issued as well to Kevin Riascos.
Number 2, Kevin Riascos.
It's a Devil's Logic Brewing yellow card.
Clear as day on the foul. It's a good ball whipped in by Tristan Hodge. You know, they have these little windows when you start to work through Zach Zandy. He's got that explosion of speed. And you don't get out of a lot of players, specifically in that 5-yard window. It's that quick little step, ball into his feet, change of pace, change of direction. Attack goes another way, keeps you guessing. Also gets you into.
Anderson will send this in. The heads rise up. Here's the follow-up. It just cues wide. It was a slice shot there by Beckford. And a substitution coming on. It's Clay Dimmick replacing Irvin Para. Complete Construction Services substitution.
complete construction services substitution.
Well, Para, of course, a goal scorer tonight.
Number 9.
Getting around Sean Melvin, who was in no man's land.
Wouldn't necessarily say they're the best 2 touches a night for Irvin Para, an unsung hero over the course of this season for the Charlotte Independents, though probably the most impactful. 71st minute goal, giving them the 3-2 lead at this point in time. Leaders in the clubhouse, can they see it out?
If you're looking for a little Greek, a little Southern, and always fresh, enjoy a great meal and an ice-cold Pepsi at your local Showmars. Pressure being put on Roberts. And Pack, all he can do is put this out of play. And the Switchbacks find an equalizer, and maybe even more. They can score very quickly. They scored 5 goals last time out. Zandy stays on it. Henderson has to get back on side. He does. Charlotte does well to play out. And Ockford there to cover it for the Switchbacks. Akangila gets it out wide. Galina. Mayaka in the middle.
A little bit surprised that defensively Mike Jeffries has packed it in this early, dropping more into a traditional 5-4-1, going flat across the middle. There's so much space to operate in right now, just in front of that group of 4. It's going to be a lot of chasing for Palomino and Bronico, with Sabella on the right and Johnson just in front.
We'll see if they can hold out for these final 10 minutes. Two players go down. A free kick will go Charlotte's way. Armour dispossessed. Anderson quickly through the middle. It's Haji Berry. No! Just wide. Oh, I thought that net was going to ripple. Berry just put it wide.
He's so good with his circus act. The tightrope walk on the back shoulder. Just sneaks in behind Kevin Riascos. Small little window opportunity. The touch of death. Escaped by the boatmaster, refuses payment, sends it just wide.
His first wrong touch in front of goal all year.
To think about the pace that he operates with, and yet to be that type of tactician, right? You can get those little flicks. The rate that he's scoring at, it's almost doubtful that it's not going to hit the frame, right?
Right.
As good as he's been all season long, you're surprised when those don't go in.
This team has scored 40 goals. He has 19. And that's remarkable.
Some would say borderline good. Beautiful. What a touch.
Yeah, nice little back heel to Spring Johnson. Still Joel Johnson. And now he's taken off the ball. You can hear his frustration. Couple of subs readying for Charlotte to try to see this one out. And they will have a lot of defending to do. Here's Beckford. Anderson's cross. Falls for Haji Berry. Galena. Berry again. Well, two-man game. Galena all the way in field. Mishi Galena! Switchbacks are level! You knew it was coming! It's 3-3!
Tactful. This is high IQ by Michi Galena coming across the middle. Watch the understanding. He knows Berry behind him. He knows Haji Berry is right there on the back heel. So do the Independents. They think the run's going to come through. They expect him to stop on a dime and play this ball back across. Absolutely not. How smart is this by Michi Galena? The C's part. 7 assists, 7 goals. Can it be lucky number 7 from number 11? What a goal by Galena.
A goal and an assist tonight for Galena. A couple of subs coming on. Estelle Zola and Jordan Bender coming on. The subs brought to you by Complete Construction Services. Joel Johnson coming out. And Marcelo Palomino as well. And now all 5 substitutions have been used by Charlotte.
Atlas Chiropractic and Wellness is the official chiropractor of the Charlotte Independents, keeping our team at their peak condition, combining the latest technology and traditional values. Atlas has raised the standard.
Now, you're never sure what you're going to get when East meets West. First time these two teams face off ever. This has been something. 6 goals in total. And it's split right down the middle. Fuchs, little spin move. Sabella. Kelly keeps it alive. Zola now Bender plays this ahead. Anderson there to knock it away. Everything Christian Fuchs does just seems so calm, although that one off of him last. And that's not going to sit well. Yellow card.
Devil's Logic Brewing yellow card issued to number 22, Christian Fuchs for the Independents.
Devil's Logic Brewing yellow card to the Premier League winner with Leicester City. Big collision. And Haji Berry now steps in. And Roberts and Berry still going at it. Well, these teams have never played. There's no history between these two sides, maybe between a few players that might know each other. So after all of that, just a free kick. Here's Sabella. He's taken off the ball. And now the Switchbacks look into the attack. Mayaka. He was fouled by Zola. Zola, another one of those experienced players. Long time in France, couple years in Turkey. Only his 7th appearance on the season for Mike Jeffries. Final minute of regular time. What a 90 minutes this has been. Still not quite done yet. Zandy over the top for Beckford into side netting. Pinpoint chip there by Zach Zandy.
A little surprised he didn't hit it first time. At least put it on frame. And the fact you had Haji Berry on the inside, and you can't really knock him for bringing it down, but as you take this touch and continue to progress towards goal, Josh, you also eliminate your angle. Makes it easier, not easy, but easier for Austin Pack to make a play on the ball. And they've gone exclusively to the 3. There's so much space here for Switchbacks FC in the second half, and a rough challenge on the far side, getting tangled up. Watch his head as these two collide. It's inadvertent, but it's still contact. And remember, he's on a yellow. Kevin Riascos picked up back in the 77th minute. That's going to be the argument here for Brendan Burke as the ball comes through the outside. Is this enough for a second one? Because there's a lot of room to run in behind here. Again, it's inadvertent. He goes to ground. He tries to pull out of the tackle, just connects.
But my thing is, if he's not on a yellow card, is he getting a yellow card there?
I don't think it's a yellow card offense, personally.
Okay.
There's no intent. We've seen refs give one for less, but you can see him. There's no intent whatsoever to try and make a play on the player. He slides, it gets away from him, he pulls out of it.
It's a free kick as we're into 3 minutes of Novant Health stoppage time. They play this in short. It's a corner kick.
Chick-fil-A corner kick for the Switchbacks. Official time is kept on the field.
Zach Zandy will stand over this corner kick. Curling this in. Barry was there, and he heads it in about the 5th row.
Folks, don't forget to join us on September 11th for Great Clips Family Soccer Night. All kids and kids.
Well, Barry nearly had a goal just a few moments ago. He's already scored one tonight. He's fulfilled his quota.
Gates open at 7 p.m.
Would you expect anything less? Charlotte Independence concede 3, had only given up 2 in their previous 4. Do the math. 3 shutouts to boot.
That's what happens when you face Colorado Springs these days.
I said to Brendan Burke coming into the game in our conversation, and you want to make an argument for a pass back here. I think it's a stretch, to be fair. I said to him, we joked on USL All Access, Josh, that they're going to score 100. They're going to concede 99. Brendan Burke's response, if it gets the job done and gets you into the playoffs, I don't care. I'm right there with him. That's the type of stuff, by the way, that you want to make a cup run. Being able to stick 3, 4, 5 in the back of the net. You may not be able to do that every single game, but the conversion rate, the ability to at least give yourself chances usually counteracts the more stout defenses around the league. Historically, when you look at some of those teams, the Rochester Rhinos, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, obviously Bob Lilly coached teams.
Yeah.
But even Anthony Pulis in St. Louis, they had really good squads defensively. Could make the argument for Mike Anhauser and the Charleston Battery. What did that look like? All the independents are going to care about is the fact that these aren't points lost. This was a shootout from start to finish. Tactical changes, end-to-end type stuff. A lot of respect between those two men right there. Point for each. Well done.
Our Noda Brewing Company man of the match, it's Sylvain Marveau. We got the scoring started tonight, and it finishes 3-3. That was a fun 90 minutes, but it ends with the points shared.
Listen to his numbers. Goal, assist, 31 of 32 passes. He only touched the ball 42 times. That's 96.9% passing accuracy. Josh, 75% of his touches, one-touch passes. Not too bad of a shift.
Well, tonight's postgame brought to you by AccuVision LASIK. We'll come back and wrap things up. It finishes Charlotte 3, Switchbacks 3.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Duckworth's Grill and Tap House is your destination for great food. Duckworth's is open for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. Make sure you complete your order with an ice-cold Pepsi. Duckworth's is locally owned and operated. Pepsi, that's what I like.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Back to wrap things up from Charlotte. What an entertaining this game this one was. 3-3 Charlotte and Colorado Springs. Let's look at tonight's save of the game, brought to you by Big Ben Pub. Catch it.
Not too bad. Watch him. Left to right, up and down, side to side, and does not wear a frown the entire time. Not too bad from Austin Pack.
And now it's time to look back at tonight's game with our full-time highlights, brought to you by Duckworth's. Plenty of goals starting in the 12th minute. Quick off the set piece. And Sylvain Marveau would find himself on the end of this.
Great ball by Joel Johnson at the tail end of this. The run by Palomino. And then watch Marveau peeling off the backside. Clock strikes midnight for Sylvain Marveau. 12 minutes into this game. Well finished off by the man who really started the game in impressive fashion for the Charlotte Independents. Let's go. 6 minutes later, Hadji Barry does what Hadji Barry does. 19th goal in the season in 19 games. Won a match. That's not too bad. 1-1.
But he didn't have to wait too long for another one. 22nd minute. And the Switchbacks doing their thing again. Andre Lewis would be on the end of this one.
I told you, three's company coming into this game. Ameng, Barry, Galena. Funny, you get a goal and assist from Barry, you get a goal and assist from Galena, and you get an assist from Ameng. Of course, the other goal comes from Andre Lewis in the 22nd minute, but plenty of chances would be had for the Charlotte Independents as you sped things up here into the second half. Patience, slow it down, watch the run as you progress further here. Good ball hold up by Dane Kelly, back to Palomino, bottom corner. Let's make it 2-2 for the Charlotte Independents. What a strike by Palomino. 5th time in a Charlotte Independents jersey. And then let's go out in front. Irvin Parra. Cheeky little touch around Melvin, who makes the mistake. Irvin Parra makes him pay. Is that the game winner in the 71st minute? We thought it was. The Charlotte Independents look really good. The problem was, see, as I say in the dish, it's 90 minutes. And if you don't play 90, you give up opportunities. Individual brilliance, not by Barry, by Galena. Bottom corner, 3-3. What a spin-off this is by Galena. Explosion into the space. Just picks out the bottom corner. Nobody steps up. And Galena steps in.
Novant Health full-time stats. Plenty of shots to go around. I think that just shows how exciting of a game this was.
Efficient. Asked who could be the more efficient team. They both answered the call. These teams have worked their way up in that category all season long. Switchbacks FC at 19%, basically 1 out of 5 tickling the nylon. Not to be outdone, the Charlotte Independents just behind at 17%. This is a fair draw. Both of these teams deserved a point. That's exactly what they got. East meets West. No one could prevail. They should be happy. Move on and figure out a way to lick your wounds a little bit, because they got to turn right back around and get back at it.
Well, good start to this USL Championship Saturday night. Take a break, come back in a half hour. Still 4 more games to go, all of them right here on ESPN+. But tonight, it was East versus West, and you couldn't split the two sides. Charlotte 3, Colorado Springs 3. That'll do it for our entire crew and broadcast partner, Devin Kerr. I'm Josh Eastern saying so long from Charlotte, where the points are shared. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.